What is going on, everybody? I'm Alex Hunter, this is HP Builds, and welcome back to the channel. Before we jump into this video, we're going to do something we have never done on this channel. We are going to throw a shout out to a sponsor of a video. That is right, very first video right here that is sponsored. Let's go. So today's video is sponsored by CG Sulit and their multi-system scanner. Now this specific scanner is the SC530. They reached out to me and they actually saw our videos and said, hey, we want to give all your viewers a 20% discount on anything they buy on their website. This system is not the only one they have. They have all different models. This one can actually do multiple cars. So what I mean by that is they have it set up right now. It is programmed for this Chevy truck, for the Dodge Ram outside, and the Mustang. It can do them all. Clear codes, you name it, this system can do it. So down in the description below, there will be a 20% off coupon. If you want to jump over to their website, buy one of these scanners. And if you're like me, you need one of these scanners because today's video is obviously about this truck. And I'm sure when we put little 12 volt power to this thing, we're gonna have a check engine light, and I need to know what it is. On top of that, just like the old Cummins out there, everybody else has the same issue. Every time they go to do a regen and you turn the truck off because it doesn't tell you it's doing a regen, it goes to throw a check engine light because you have melted sensors. So my check engine light's on the Cummins as well, so I'm gonna have to take this thing out of the box. I'm gonna have to use it for this truck today, and I'm gonna have to check the check engine light that popped on yesterday to verify that it is in fact the DPF sensors on the Cummins. So huge shout out to CG Sulit and their multi-system scanners, because today is when I'm going to need this scanner. Obviously removing the cats on this truck, it's gonna throw a check engine light. And with this, I'm gonna be able to clear that code without having to go to the parts house. So huge shout out to them. Thank you so much for giving me a scanner, and thank you so much for believing in this channel that you're gonna send me a scanner like this, because guys, they're not all that cheap, as you guys know. It is in fact ours. Alright guys, so as you can guess, we're working on the no-name Silverado that we have to get running in 2 weeks, because that is when this truck has to be in Bradenton, Florida at the Freedom Factory to do a burnout. Now, I don't know if you can see behind me, but we have already removed the bed. We had a guy come here today and bought the bed from us, but then if you look closely, we also don't have an exhaust system on this truck. So if you remember, I was telling you guys a story when we picked this truck up about the reason it was parked. That was because it was getting about 4 miles to the gallon. And I've done some research, I've looked this truck over, and I believe the culprit was clogged catalytic converters. Because when I climbed underneath this truck, the cats and everything in front of the cats, the piping was just heat soaked, and you could see it. It was dark and discolored. Everything past the cats looked like normal exhaust pipe. Let me hop outside and I'll show you what we're talking about. So I'm not sure how the camera will show this, but you can see the cat and everything in front of the cat is very dark. That shows a lot of heat was in the system. As soon as you come out of the cat, it looks good. I mean, there was no reason to remove this. It was that was clogging it up. Same thing on the other one, which this one has nothing but front exhaust, as you can see. But then right here, it cleans up again. So I believe that was the culprit to the 4 miles to the gallon. There's really no way to know until we fire this truck up, which is what we are in the process of doing. So we've already flushed the gas tank, put about 5 gallons of fresh gas in the tank. And then right now, I'm gonna start on the engine. My plan is to do an oil change, then I'm gonna pull the plugs, do some fogging oil to the cylinders, because this engine hasn't turned over in 5 years. Then I've got a new air filter just in case we do get it running. We've got new plugs, and maybe, just maybe, this thing will fire. I hope. So we're gonna dive right in. We're gonna get the oil changed, and then we're gonna jump up here in the engine bay and start tearing apart the spark plugs and getting the wires replaced. So let's get after it. All right, guys. Well, this is a point where I'm gonna pause because I've got dinner on the way. But here's where we stand. We got fresh fuel. We got a new fuel filter. We've got oil filter. We've got fresh oil. We've fogged all the cylinders. We even have all the spark plugs put back in. The only thing we're waiting on is wires. So after I grab a bite to eat, we're gonna come back out here, throw these wires on, throw a hot battery in this thing, back it out of here, see if we can make some noise. I'm really excited. I told Ashley before she left that no matter what, I'm not going to sleep tonight until this engine at least turns over. Whether it runs or not, I just want to see it turn over. I've gotten this far in the day, I can't stop now, right? So I will check back in with you guys when we put the hot battery in it, back it out of the garage, and give it its first hit. Let's go for it. Oh, we've got plug wires on, but I will tell you this, the distributor cap, not in the best of shape. It is definitely from 1997. And it's a little dry rotted and very, very brittle. So I've got the screws down on it. It's holding, but I don't know if it's good enough for Cleetus and cars. But battery is in. We are about to put some grease on the terminals, and then we're about to turn this key over. So yeah, let's do this. All right, well, say we got 12 volts to this thing. It's time to turn the key over, see if the fuel pump works, see if we can make some noises out of this thing. You ready, Ashley?
No.
Oh, it's gonna sound good. It's gonna sound good. You're gonna be in the truck anyway, so it'll be a little quieter. Let's do this. All right, turn the key over. Hey! All right, hold on. One more time. I think it's time we hook the mass airflow sensor up. That sounds like it's gonna run. All right, kill it, babe. Let's get this. All right, now that the mass airflow sensor's hooked up, I'm thinking this thing should start without starter fluid. Let's see. Go ahead, babe. Turn it over. If it fires, let it run. Hold on. Go ahead. It lived. Rev it up a little bit. Let's hear it. What happened?
The gas pedal's not working.
Gas pedal stuck? Uh-oh. All right. Well, hey, at least it runs. So now on to the next problem. Well, that wasn't nothing WD-40 couldn't fix. All right, babe. Let it rip. Yeah. Let's hear it. Woo! Let it warm up. It's honestly not as loud as I anticipated. Little nasty in here. Do me a favor. Test the brakes. Pump them. Do you get any stiffness? What do you think, babe?
Oh my gosh.
No front seat having.
No.
What do you think?
Doesn't sound like it used to. A little louder than it used to be.
Yeah, I'd say so. All right, let's test this coolant level. Make sure we've got coolant in this thing. Then let's get Elmo out of the way and let's back this thing outside and let it sit there and idle and do a full heat cycle. And then I guess we'll call it a night, and I guess we'll do the burnout test tomorrow. Y'all ready for this? I'm about to take this thing outside. This is pretty cool. So, we've got some lights. All right, seatbelt obviously not in here. We've got great oil pressure. Running like 50 PSI of oil pressure. Obviously it's cold. Thermostat ain't on yet. We're showing like 15 volts. We've got a little, almost a half tank. All right. Still in 2-wheel drive. All right, let's go for it, babe. Guys, we're gonna let this thing sit here and warm up. Make sure everything runs like it's supposed to. I'm just surprised the window rolled down after 5 years of sitting still. I'm not gonna rev it up today. I'm not gonna rev it up tonight, but this is exciting. This is exciting. What do you think, babe? Ready for this thing to do one nasty burnout? Huh?
Hopefully.
Hopefully?
We're gonna see what happens.
I think it'll hold together. We'll see what we got tomorrow. So we will check back in with you guys in the morning. What is going on, guys? So it is obviously the next day and it is getting dark, and that is because all day today I had my buddy here and we stripped this truck down. So it is bare bones on the inside, and we even have the dash partially removed. And that is because we have somebody wanting this dash, but we ran into a little hiccup. Our mounts up here are actually broke. So we paused because I'm not sure if the guy that was buying that is wanting it with those broken. If he doesn't, we're gonna put the thing back inside, bolt everything back up, make it look stock again. because we kept everything. But as you could just tell, this truck did a nasty burnout, and that's because it's a one tire fire for sure. So we definitely have to weld the diff up on this thing, but that's gonna be a whole nother video, because I'm gonna end this video right here with interior ripped out and a test hit done. This truck runs pretty daggum good. I'm really surprised just how well it runs. I'm able to sit here and bounce it off the rev limiter after I've let it get full running temperature. I'm thinking when we go to Cleetus and Cars, it's probably going to be a pretty good skid. But speaking of Cleetus and Cars, obviously we're still working with Skids for Kids, and Skids for Kids is running another fundraiser, but this one is going to John Hopkins down in Tampa, Florida. So their goal is huge. They are looking for $10,000 worth of donations. So if you guys would like to help us out, me out, the whole team out, and you want to donate something, even as little as $1, please reach out to me, reach out to Ashley. We will get that money in the proper hands, and we will get it into toys and then get it into John Hopkins Children's Hospital. So thanks for watching this video. I know it's kind of been thrown together all weekend, but I'm just glad we've got the truck running. We've able to do our first burnout, and it did a pretty nasty burnout for a one-wheel peel. But now we've got to get inside. We've got to get ready for this week. I just sent my buddy out of here with some cash. That way he can save me a trip to get some steelies for this thing. Then we've got to get Lucy out. We've got to get the wheels off Lucy, and we've got to put burnout tires on her, burnout tires on the no-name red truck, and get ready to go, because we are running that clock down. We're less than 2 weeks away from both of these cars doing a burnout. So we will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe. We'll see you guys later on.